was some quality shimmying.
Thank you.
I was trying to think about what if we slowed down the song to be like... Oh,
you went creepy? I went sexy time.
How'd you make it sexier?
I mean, you just slow it down. It's just like R&B, like
Pony?
Pony is my favorite Dirty Dancing song.
Pony's a great song. Genuine is a beast.
Yes.
So that song was sexy then, and it became sexier because of Magic Mike, though.
Really?
Oh,
I've never watched that movie.
Oh,
you
before
have not-
Magic Mike.
Oh my god.
For me, it was like my early 20s. Like when this song came on in the club, I was like, oh.
Yeah, it's super
What is
sexy.
this in my hips?
Exactly.
It's also because Genuine seems to wear like spandex pants.
I don't think I've ever seen Genuine before.
Oh, he's hilarious. He plays into it.
Mm.
Okay, so I wanted to touch on. So you watch Magic Mike?
Yes, I have.
Have you watched Magic Mike?
Yeah.
Why do you think I laughed so hard at Magic Mel?
I mean, that's a whole different conversation. Have y'all seen strippers before?
Hold on. We need to get into the episode.
Oh yeah, we didn't even introduce ourselves.
Hey guys, welcome to episode 14. This is What the Fact Podcast. I'm Patricia.
Ashley?
And Stephanie. And all I want to do is answer that question.
Have you seen strippers before?
I have.
Do you enjoy it?
So I
Wait,
have
did you see
not.
male or female strippers?
So that's where I wanted to clarify. I have not seen male strippers. I have seen female strippers. There's been a curse placed upon me. Where I have gone to the strip clubs twice in my life, and each time I went, the person I went with became a stripper.
What?
So now I won't go anymore unless it's like a legitimate you've thought about and this is what you want your life choice to be, and like all the power to you.
Can
like,
we go to the
fuck
strip
yeah,
clubs together?
incredible,
Then?
and just like see who becomes the stripper is what we're trying to
I
get.
guarantee you I will not become a stripper. if
You
I
know
go.
how there's like a
God.
fairy godmother? Are you like a stripper godmother? So
I
you
mean,
like
all the
bless the
power.
person you've gone with.
I guess, like, all the power, but just, like, know that if you go to a strip club with me, somebody in the group of people that we went with may become a stripper. And, you know, if that's what you want, then fuck yeah, let's go. But just
I used
saying,
to
it's
work-
happened twice, and I've only gone twice.
Well, I
I'm
used to work at a
2-0.
tanning salon, and everybody there, except for one other girl, they all were strippers. So they worked at a tanning salon to get the free tanning and also make more money, but then would strip in the evenings. So they thought me being this really conservative, like, pure girl, they're like, let's teach you the dances. So they taught me, like, not the taking the clothes part off, but like the moves and like how it evolved from like 70s to 80s and 90s and then knew the history. So
historical stripping.
my body at one time knew how to do the dances at least of the strippers. Don't tell my parents, please.
I was just thinking of your theme, and I think your theme should be like pantaloon stripper.
Like
back
pants?
No, pantaloons for the ladies like back in the day.
What?
Yeah, they're these like puffy, you know what I'm talking about, right, Steph? They're like these
They're
puffy.
basically the joggers I'm wearing now, but not velvet and more crazy.
Yeah, they're like poofy and
Like you wear under a dress pantaloons.
Yeah.
uh-huh.
Okay.
That would be your theme, I think.
And I have like a dress with like 500 buttons on it, and I take
Yeah, exactly.
them one at a time. So you have to like pretty much stay there all night long to see me.
It's like
anything
a
risque.
6-hour show. It's like The Cursed Child, but like historical stripping.
There's an intermission where I just like sit down and fan myself for a while.
And like you hide your face, and that's like the Downton Abbey flirting part of
Oh
your
my
style
gosh.
theme of stripping.
That
Yes.
would work. I mean, because then under the buttons, you still got the whole corset, and taking that off is
Yes.
just a
A
disaster.
6-hour strip show is the way that I will become a stripper.
Would the men or women who came to your theme strip show have to also dress up? Like, so all the men would have to dress like Ben Franklin?
No, I really want them to dress like futuristic robots.
What?
So you've gone full past and full future.
Yeah, I want
Nothing
them
in
to be like,
between's allowed.
yeah, I want like Victorian robot strip show.
What does that... Victorian...
Listen.
Wow.
I mean, everybody has a kink. Who knows? Who
Mine is-
knows?
Mine
Everyone
is
knows their
making
target
history.
audience. Yours is Benjamin Franklin from the future as a robot?
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Oh,
show
dang.
me futuristic energy solutions.
What have you invented now, Ben Franklin? from
What'd
the
you do with that
future?
key, baby?
Electricity. Actually, that's Thomas Edison. Sorry, I retract.
anyway,
God damn it.
anyway,
Ah!
it's episode 14, and I know this is really truly only our 13th episode, but we're matching the number that's showing up everywhere else on the internet where we load podcasts. So Episode 14. We're not gonna have 13. It's an unlucky episode.
Oh,
the way it
I
is.
was about to ask why. That's weird because 13 is not an unlucky number in any other religion but yours.
But mine. My own that I created.
That became uncomfortable, said the atheist.
Said the atheist.
So
No,
anyway,
Jews don't believe that 13 is an unlucky number.
I don't care. Whatever. But we're also just matching what's on the
I
internet.
just think it's funny.
Ooh. Also, we are recording a bit early, so this isn't truly November, whatever date you think it is, that this came out, is because one of us in our group here is getting married. Woo! The only person not saying woohoo is the one getting married.
That's because I have a little bit of time. I have to get this stuff ready, and it's go time.
Yeah. Are you ready
Yeah.
for this, Ashley?
No, I'm not.
Not the getting married, the marrying festivities
Yeah.
and the
Processes.
the thing and the shit. Not about the I do's. just
No.
everything else.
Yeah, thank you for the clarification to
get
the
it.
audience. This is not what the wedding
I
process
get it.
normally looks like.
That's
yeah,
why
no.
I'd just rather elope.
That's why I'm just not going to get
It
married.
made
There
me
you go.
think about that because there's so much project management, so many details, and then people wanting to change stuff, and I'm like, I don't care anymore.
Right.
No.
And everybody involved forgetting that it's only about two people who all of a sudden have zero say in anything.
Yeah. Well, it's like the seating arrangements has been a little bit challenging. I've spent a lot of time on that because you have to balance out the people who are loud and like extroverted and funny together from the introverts because you can't just have one side of the table just fucking dying and the other one being like, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Just a heads up, I'm very introverted in loud rooms.
You'll be next to Stephanie. You'll be fine.
Okay. And also all the hot guys, right?
And Papadopoulos will be there too.
Oh.
Are you next to Papadopoulos?
I don't
She
know.
is. You are across from Papadopoulos,
But I'm across from
You-
So
y'all-
Papadopoulos
I'm
is somebody
diagonal.
in their life they know that I do not know, but apparently he's good looking.
He is a gentleman. He is a man.
Oh.
He is not a boy.
No, he
Bring
is
it
a
on,
man. He
Papa.
is an 80s looking movie star. It's really
Yeah.
funny.
I'm excited.
He's
So-
a Greek single man.
Okay, well, we will update you guys, everybody on this after the fact.
After the
A
fact.
couple more updates we need to get through. Last week, so we are recording, a bit behind schedule, but last week we had a day. It was a Tuesday. It was like our highest download day in our whole podcast history, and we don't know
Insane.
why, but we're so happy.
Yeah.
And even Stephanie came over and she's like, "Do we have bots?"
I sure asked that.
But you know what? We actually gained more international presence. So we have a
did.
lot of people from Australia.
Yeah.
We had some folks from
Good day,
Turkey.
mate.
Can you do a Turkey-ish?
No, don't even go there.
And then a lot of people in California.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
Yeah, thank you guys. We just want to do a quick shout out to you. Thanks for making our day. It really was a highlight in my week to see all those downloads. We don't know where they came from, but we're so grateful.
Thanks, bots.
No, well, they weren't bots. I'm pretty
Thanks, real people,
I'm
for
pretty
listening.
Sure they were real.
Pretty sure.
This I didn't. I don't know. Unless they're the bots coming to my future strip show. Hey.
They've
Money's on
evolved.
that. Money's on that.
And the last thing I want to update on before we dive into our questions is be sure, if you have some free time, that everybody that I've talked to who listens to the podcast, once I show them our Instagram page, they just reply back with so many laughs. They think it's so funny. So I just want you guys to check it out if you can. It's on Instagram. It's WTFAQ.podcast. I think it's really funny. Ashley does a great job of like taking our funniest moments, putting them on there, interacting with people, showing pictures of her leg and her fingers.
My unshaved leg, I'm like, love me. I sent it to my man, and I was like, this is what I post out publicly. And he's like, why?
Only I get to see
But
your
you
hair,
know
like-
what? We got a lot. So for those of you who don't know, I basically forgot to shave one of my legs after the shower. And for the people out there who shave their legs, it's really annoying because you have this like cheese grater leg and then this like beautiful smooth buttery leg. And then I left for the weekend and then I forgot my razor that weekend.
no.
So it just exacerbated like the cactus prickle on my legs. But you know what? There were a couple people who were like, that has happened to me.
Yes.
And I was like, yes, this is a problem. Anyways, 21st
we
century
need to
problem.
invent something that shaves both legs at once with each shave up.
Why can't we just get rid of it?
Hair
I-
all together.
Well, no, you actually need it to keep warm.
But
You
you
don't-
can get rid
You don't
of
need
it.
your leg
Ultimately.
hair to keep warm, though, do you? What good does my leg hair do to keep
I mean,
me
it
warm?
used to back in the day, evolutionarily, like, yes, it made sense, but now it doesn't
I don't
make
think my
sense.
leg hair is really making a big difference. on
What
my
about
legs
armpit
now.
hairs? I could see leg hairs. but because they're external, but armpit hairs literally are on the inside areas. What is the purpose of that? Do we know? Can science explain this
Yes,
to us?
I'm sure science can explain it.
If you're a scientist out there and can explain why we actually have armpit hair, please let us know.
It's true.
Just go to our Instagram page and let us know, or answer in a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts,
And just write armpits.
and then explain it to us,
Yes.
please.
And give us
I
5
will
stars.
give you an eighth of a Subway sandwich.
I thought, we're going down, right? I think it was like a third.
Well, we promised a Subway sandwich. We just never
That's
promised
true.
the amount of the Subway sandwich. you
Jeez
would get.
Louise.
Or could we give them a deconstructed Subway sandwich?
Guys,
It's just
we
like
already
less.
had someone who gave us a 5-star review who replied Subway.
I
That's
know.
true.
We just
So
So we've
haven't-
already paid them off.
And someone who emailed us too.
Yeah, those are taken care of.
We were gonna go bankrupt from
only
Subway.
those two.
So
but
now it's just Stephanie with her Subway sandwiches. I don't know what you're doing with those.
I just really like Subway sandwiches.
All right, fair. There's one not far from here. We'll go afterwards.
I know. I was about to say.
Okay.
I'm starving now.
Anyway, let's jump in. We have 3 questions this week, as the use, per the use. I'm going to start off today
Stephanie hated that.
I did.
per the usual.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Why dubs? My question for you guys, question number 1 is, I want you guys to describe to me your perfect Saturday. What makes a Saturday so good for you?
You can go first.
Okay. Perfect Saturday. And okay, wait, question. So is it the perfect Saturday in the life that I am currently living, or in my ideal future life?
What is your perfect Saturday is capable of happening for you right now?
Oh my god. It's a combination of the two. So right now I'm in a house with my roommate, and I really like my house, neighborhood, meh. I have a dog that I'm super obsessed with, but my future is I have my own place. It has its own outdoor space, and my dog is still there. So future Saturday, the only difference
so.
is that my dog takes himself out. The rest is pretty much what I do currently.
Like a doggy door.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Okay.
yeah, but like an actual like outdoor space to go out. I have really strange, weird fears about outdoor spaces where like if I had a full backyard, like I'm nervous about like birds of prey because of like my dog. It's a really weird thing. So it's this like very specific outdoor yard that it completely is like covered, but he can still sunbathe and he can take himself out, and like everything is grand, but I don't have to worry about critters and hawks.
Critters?
And
Like badgers coming in and be like, get in my hole.
pretty much. All of a sudden a badger comes in and is like, this is my home now. And I'm like, oh, okay.
The honey badger, fuck you.
This
there's
is
a-
fucking honey baby.
There's a girl who's in my grad program, and she had a little chihuahua, and her chihuahua got bit by a snake.
Uh-huh.
And so she had to get like emergency surgery for it. It was a big deal.
Oh
So like I'm
my
afraid of like just
gosh.
letting Lucy roam around
Yep.
in the grass.
I knew somebody who had a chihuahua who got picked up by a hawk.
What?
That's why I'm scared of birds of prey.
But Briggs is bigger than a chihuahua.
I mean, he's bigger than a chihuahua and he's definitely meatier, but it doesn't mean that a hawk wouldn't try and possibly injure my dog. So I have like this whole envisioning of like, I don't know if you remember those sunsetters.
Yes.
That, like,
Those commercials.
Wait,
I
what?
want a sunsetter.
Oh, is
that
it?
like it's a remote controlled thing that creates shade and then comes back.
Oh, it's like a pool cover for the sky.
Pretty much.
For your
And
backyard.
could like also help in the rain, so like my dog wouldn't be mad about like having to go outside because it's raining. I don't want this outdoor space to be big. I just want it to be big enough for him to use the restroom, maybe a chair, like a small table if I want to have like coffee out there.
Why did you say it like that?
Because it just sounded
Kevin.
very pretentious before I even let it exit my thought and go into my mouth.
How is out of your mouth or into your mouth? Both?
Out of my mouth.
So let me tell you guys something. Speaking of backyards and pretentious.
Yes.
I was listening to Oprah talk earlier this year, and she mentioned that in her backyard she has tons of trees, but she wanted to know how many trees, so she hired somebody to count the trees for her.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, wait, question.
Yeah.
She owns like a national forest, so like I could understand that, but if it's like 10 trees, girl, you can take your butt and walk out there.
No, I don't think it was 10 trees. She had to hire somebody to come back
I mean,
and count the trees in her yard. for
More
her.
than 10 trees.
It's
if
because
you
she
hire
owns a
somebody.
national forest. She is America.
Yeah. Listen, more power to her, but she was like, I had so many trees, I didn't know what to do. So I hired somebody, and like the audience just went crazy, like, ah, you do you, Oprah.
How many trees did she
I
have?
don't remember what she said. I was just like,
Ay,
Oprah
ay,
hired
ay.
somebody to count her trees.
Oh,
That's crazy.
Oprah.
I wonder how much they were paid. Like, are you paid for the amount of time per
Likely.
tree? Like,
Probably the job itself.
yeah.
Go count my trees and I'll pay you. $10,000.
You definitely have to negotiate time over amount of trees because you don't know what you're getting yourself into.
That's true.
She's probably had, like, contractors come in, like, it's going to cost you $10,000 when you count these trees.
I mean, she's probably paid someone way more than that.
Okay.
I would think. I mean, if her property is like multiple hundreds and hundreds of acres.
Yeah.
That's
don't know.
true.
I just thought it was something that I've never heard of before, so I wanted to share it with you. Anyway, back to
Fun
pretentious
fact,
in
yes.
backyard.
Okay. Yeah, so after I've already constructed this area where my dog can go out whenever he wants and I'm not concerned about birds of prey or snakes or honey badgers
Or
coming into
skunks.
my house, the rest of the day would be spent me doing my normal shit, which is binge watching something, interjecting it with a really bad horror movie, continuing the binge watch, back to a horror movie,
Yeah.
having some food ordered in.
What's the food that you'd order?
Depends on the day.
Okay.
My goat. I mean,
a
this
Saturday.
is a terrible thing that I would like have ordered in because it's so easy to get myself. But burgers,
Burgers?
I didn't realize how much you like burgers
I
until
love
basically the past few months.
burgers.
From where, though? Where's your ideal place to get delivered?
Wherever has the $0 delivery fee on Uber Eats.
No, this is your perfect Saturday. I guess that's what you want, yeah.
I mean, in San Francisco, there's a restaurant that I really like called Rome.
Oh, there's one near here.
Where
Yeah.
is that?
Rome Burger. It's so good. They've got the
Oh.
best shakes in the world.
What? I
Incredible
love
shakes.
milkshakes.
The burgers themselves are really, really good. I like getting the really, really hot burgers, like full of jalapeno and pepper jack, and
They fill in the they inject the
not
burger?
into the patty.
Okay.
No, just on top.
That's a Minnesota thing where it's called a Juicy Lucy.
Ooh.
That is a very unfortunate name. Can we talk about that? It's clearly
My
a man
Lucy
who
is
I know. I was
doing
like,
that.
poor Lucy.
Yeah, they inject the burger with cheese and you eat it and the cheese comes out into your mouth.
I would be okay with that. I would be okay with that. But yeah, I love burgers.
We'll get some Rome Burgers after this episode.
I would
I want a milkshake.
really, really like that.
I would too.
Mm.
Okay.
I would really like that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Stay alive through this episode. We'll be
I
back.
could do this.
I'm pretty particular about my milkshakes. They have to be super thick.
I don't recall if they're super thick. I just remember they're so tasty that I really... Depends. If you get them delivered, they melt a little bit before they get here.
Yeah. Okay. We'll test it out. We
Okay.
should do a tour to like best burger in San Francisco.
There's
Yeah, we should.
a best burger contest every year. The most
What?
the most consistent winner, I believe, is the place that has the Brussels sprout chips.
Oh, the one that has a sister restaurant
In
too.
Soma.
It's
You know what I'm talking about, though.
not Cavalier. It's
No.
I know exactly what and it has a
It'll-
sister restaurant in North Beach.
Likely.
Yes.
Maybe. But
I know
they're-
exactly
it's-
the spot.
But the burger
Marlowe.
Marlowe Burgers. So if you're ever in San Francisco, those of you who aren't here, check out Rome Burger over Marlowe Burger, in my opinion, because Marlowe Burger is not as good as Rome Burger.
So
Just saying.
I think Marlowe, they also have a truffle fry, but it's crazy fancy because they have French fries they're like 3 compartments. In the middle, it's French fries. On the side, it's like a soft boiled egg dip, and then there's another dip on the other side. It's freaking delicious. It's like a egg yolk dip, a soft boiled egg, and then an aioli on the other side.
Yeah.
It's like
so fucking hungry. Oh my god.
But if you ever come to San Francisco, it's Rome, ROAM, Rome Burger. It is so good. Check it out. We're also getting Shake Shack here soon. Right, like almost across the street from Rome Burger. I love Shake Shack.
Is it
I've
because
had
of
it
the
at
bun?
the airport. It's fine.
What?
I was gonna ask. Everyone loves Shake Shack because of the hamburger bun
I
because it's
usually
like a
get chicken
soft.
strips.
Really?
Yeah, their chicken nuggets or whatever they are so good.
Okay.
I know I'm non-traditional, atypical with that, but I love it. I also recently, after I heard they were moving here, and I was like, oh man, I'm gonna give this restaurant so much money. I bought some stock in the company, and it's been returning some good money for me.
What? I definitely want to see your portfolio of just like random.
I'll show
ass-
you after this. It's so random.
Oh my gosh,
it's
I
like,
love
what
it.
do I feel like this week? Oh, UPS, sure.
Hey, but you know what? I feel like that has to come from your gut instinct of like, do I trust this company to do good things or like at least be profitable? Which is more than I can say of some other companies that I've been
True.
at. So
Listen, Shake Shack has been
Pretty sure we
delivering
should
for me.
get some stock in generators as of recent.
Oh,
Yes.
for California.
True.
Wow.
Yes, we are in California, Northern California, and there have been blackouts and craziness, and it's
Fires.
horrifying. And
The only benefit of
buy
living
stock
in
in
the city.
generators.
Yeah. So is that descriptive of your perfect Saturday, though?
Yes,
Any
I
more?
don't. Basically the point is I don't have to leave the house.
Yeah. I hear you.
And just
Okay.
cuddle with my dog watching bad horror movies or whatever show
And
I
get
need
some
to
burgers
binge on.
delivered.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's my perfect Saturday.
That's
My
nice.
dog takes himself out. I do not have to leave.
Cool.
What a day, what a life.
What a life. That's a good Saturday. Ashley, what's your Saturday?
Oh man, I know exactly. So I am a morning person. So mine would be I wake up early and hopefully it's a sunny day in California, which is pretty much like 80% of the time.
90 probably.
Yeah, probably. I'd wake up and I'd go to like a early Pilates class.
Gross.
Actually, no, I would make coffee at home and like grind my own coffee beans and smell the beautiful beans. Have that.
Do
Go
you
to
rub in your face a little bit? Like, do you have like a brown like nose and mustache area?
You mean blackface?
No, coffee face.
No comment.
No blackface here, y'all.
Coffee face. You can smell it.
And then I would go to this farmer's market. It's not too far from Steph's place. It's one of my favorite. It's literally the farmers open up their trucks and just unload.
It's like a famous farmer's market.
Yeah. It's legit. It's not like this bullshit like ferry building farmers market where a peach costs like $15.
Oh.
It's like I think I went there one of my first times going there. There was this really nice woman who owned a orange farm, and she had this specific type of orange that was like to like specialize at their farm. And I was like, oh, I haven't tried it before, and she let me try some, and then I bought like a pound, and she's like, you know what, I want you to enjoy this, and then she gave me an extra 3 pounds for free. Like just for straight up free.
That's awesome.
And like I always talk to the vendors there, and I'm like they're my melon guy.
I'm not surprised.
I love food. I love learning about food. So like the melon guy, he had this guava melon.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't actually know what this is. It's an heirloom seed that I got from my like neighboring farm. And the melon has the flesh of like a honeydew, but the smell of a guava.
Ooh.
And it makes your whole home smell like guava.
Oh,
my
if
God.
you rub
Freaking
it all over
delicious.
your home too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the last time I actually went to a farmer's market was this particular farmer's market. I went with my good friend who had a baby recently. So she had a baby in her like the front baby Bjorn pocket thing.
The kangaroo
And-
pocket.
I put Briggs, my dog, into my front baby Bjorn pocket, and I was like, let's fucking do this. And we go, and I either got people asking me for pictures, wanting to pet Briggs, or I had like elderly angry man being like, pets shouldn't be allowed here. And I'm like, he's not even on the ground.
He's not even
like
a
he's
pet.
not
This is my-
doing anything.
It's just my hairy
He's
baby.
literally attached to me. He's no further out than my own tits are. Like, what is your problem? Sorry, I used the word again. But I was just so angry as people are just being so mad at like my dog and a baby Bjorn thing that like he couldn't even get fruit.
First of all, I love that. You know what I get annoyed by? People who bring their small ass dogs to this farmer's market who get trampled by other people because I'm like, dude, why would you freaking put your dog on the ground when you know that this is a congested area? You must just not care about your dog.
You know what else is terrible?
Tell us.
Tiny fucking children who are causing a mess and their parents aren't paying any attention to them in the farmer's market.
The same ones that are pushing their own cart, right?
Ugh.
That's like the double fucking baby
How is my
cart.
dog worse than
Ugh.
your 4 children just literally
So-
running with their arm out, knocking everything over?
Speaking of produce, this week at work, we had like 2 special kinds of grapes. And if you check our Instagram,
Oh, yeah.
it'll be like 2 weeks ago by the time you hear this podcast, I think. But there are these grapes we had at work that are like, they had 2 different kinds. One was like a cotton candy grape, which is like just typical, it looks green, just really sweet. Then what were the other ones called?
Were they Concord grapes? I can't remember. They're these
Concord grapes don't look like that.
I lied. Retracted it. I've had
Witch's
2 retractions
fingers.
live. I don't remember. I can definitely find them. I think they called them moon grapes. actually.
Moon
They're
grapes.
witches' fingers.
Yeah, they
They
basically look
really
like
tiny
Vienna
eggplants.
sausage.
No, they look like tiny eggplants.
Yeah, they're huge. And the comparison of the hand with Stephanie's pinky to this
Oh,
grape,
my pinky. Sorry for my unmanicured nail. I never do them.
disgusting. No, I'm just kidding.
But they're so good.
They had a grape butt too. They had a grape asshole.
Yeah, I think the word you're just trying not to say, but what it is was a straight anus.
Grape anus.
They had a straight up anus.
Yeah, you can see it. It was real deep too. I
Real
tried to
deep.
chew the grape in half to see how deep it went.
Oh my god.
I had to know.
for science.
Yeah, for science, for the
But-
future. Grape anus.
Look at our Instagram and look for this picture. If you see these kind of grapes in the store, buy them and just bring them to me, please.
And also let us know what they're called.
Also, if there are
Moon grapes, I think
other
is right.
fruit anuses, Please
No.
let us know.
No.
Oh,
Just
we're gonna
leave
get a
Ashley.
lot of fruit butts coming our way.
Send them to
Or
us
a
on
lot of
Instagram.
kiwis. Kiwis are definitely like butts. No, they're just
I was gonna
balls.
say more peaches, which is one of my favorite fruits, but like,
I'm
there's
really-
don't
I'm
agree.
afraid
pitted
to open our
things.
email now.
So,
Just
Patricia,
only
your
in
job is to check
incognito
email.
mode. Only incognito mode.
Our email is
She's
not
always
hello.
in incognito. We know
We
that. She's
talked about
checking
this. I am too.
Weird for both of you. I know it's because
my
you're looking
phone.
up John Hamm all the time. I don't know about you though.
It's just been that way, and I don't know how to undo it. I'm just technologically simple.
I just feel like yours would just be all dachshunds, and you're like, ooh, incognito browser, dachshund.
Pretty much. Like, people send me links, and I'll open the links, and then my Safari is always on incognito mode on my Apple phone. I don't know what to do. So
Listen.
that's what I live with now.
Again, I will say it. John Hamm in gray sweatpants is a great thing to
We
Google.
all agree. We all
Okay,
agree.
so speaking of John Hamm-ish,
Yeah.
tangent, Jenny Slate, the comedian, so she has
who
a
I
new...
want to trade lives with.
Do you?
Yes.
Because I watched her episode on Netflix.
She shouldn't be a stand-up comedian.
She has this new show on Netflix, and it's a stand-up, but then it sort of flashes back to her real life and how she is. Apparently, she dated John Hamm for a short time.
Well, she
Ooh,
dated
lucky-
Chris Evans for
lucky.
a long time.
Yeah, so anyways.
I'd be curious to watch it. I'm interested in her stand-up, but I don't think she should be a stand-up. I think she is a comedian. Doesn't mean all comedians should be stand-ups.
Guys, we're like Z-list comedians.
Are we even in the
Are we?
alphabet?
We have to be at this point. We put stuff out there where we try to be funny. We're Z-list comedians. Maybe we can make up to Y soon.
One day.
One day.
It's our stretch goal.
People
Get
will be
from
aware
Z to
of us.
Y.
to this. people
But
who-
no, her as a person and her on these shows that she's done and the friends that she's accumulated makes me think that she's just a decent person.
Yeah.
Which is why I'd want to trade lives with her. And I do think she's very, very funny, but I have not watched a stand-up. But that's like saying, like, I don't want to be, like, controversial here, but, like, I really, really enjoy Amy Schumer. But Amy Schumer has had stand-up specials that are so bad.
Yeah.
They're so
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
And everybody knows it, and I don't know why they were released. But then there are others that are incredible. Maybe
Yeah, that's
she's
true.
trying, and this wasn't her best.
Well, Jenny Slate did Marcel the Shell with shoes
Yeah,
on,
yeah,
right?
yes.
Yes.
I love those videos on
Yeah.
She
YouTube.
does everything. She
That was
also
her
does.
husband, too.
What?
I think the Marcel the Shell or whatever, that was her and her husband.
That made
Oh,
that?
her
Yeah.
now, well, her
Her
now
now-
I thought you were gonna
fiance.
say, like,
No,
Marcel
her
was her
new
husband.
new fiance is because after I watched the stand up, I had to like read up about her. So now she's divorced from the Marcel the Shell like
Oh, interesting.
husband, and now she's engaged to this guy who's like an art dealer or whatever.
Sure.
He's
That's
a
pretty
diva.
cool.
Yeah, but I mean, I think she's hilarious, and she runs with the crew that I want to infiltrate and be a part of, which
Cool.
is the Nick Kroll, John Mulaney, Jason Mantzoukas
Fair.
crew.
So tell me
Yes.
more about your Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
After the
Right.
farmer's market that starts at 6 a.m.
So I'm
That's
no
where we are.
probably it starts at like my day starts at 7, but I'll spend a solid 2 hours at the farmers market. Like I
Okay.
do my first round to understand what's the best pricing,
Yeah.
looking at the
All
seasonality.
right, Grandma.
I am
Oh,
not-
so
I am-
stereotypical.
I am not going to get gypped in pricing. Like
so
if I
stereotypical.
I don't want to have to pay $1, like I don't know, like $2.50 for cherries when I know someone over there has them for $2 and they
do
look
you
equally
do this
as
by
good.
memory, or do you have like a notepad where you write it down?
By memory.
Okay.
And I've discovered a lot of other new like vegetables or like foods there. Like I had fresh peanuts. I'd never had that before. Like fresh peanuts are delicious.
I have a hard time saying that word because it sounds like I'm saying penis. And my friend used to make
What do you
fun of
call
me.
somebody who plays the piano?
Pianist.
Is that hard for you?
No, but peanuts. I have a hard time like
What?
making a T connect, and it just sounds like I'm saying penis. Anyway, keep going. Fresh
Um,
peanuts.
silent?
Fresh peanuts. I have my mushroom lady who I always have to see, and
Yeah.
that's where I spend actually probably the bulk of my money.
Mushroom, like the mushrooms guy at the park.
That's the truffle guy.
Yeah, the truffle guy.
His truffles are special.
Only eat a quarter.
I saw a guy once. So there's this park called Dolores Park in San Francisco, and it's this beautiful like hipster park where people drink a shit ton of PBR and White Claw and probably Tecate.
Basic
Probably.
as they come.
Yeah, and there's this guy with this like straw hat who has like 3 like golden pots of chocolate truffles asterisk marijuana, and I saw this guy eat 3 truffles by himself next to us once, and he was just like looking into space for 3 hours.
He saw through space at that
He
moment.
was space. Like, I was actually worried. I didn't think he moved.
He saw all the dimensions there were. He knows exactly what all of our timelines look like.
He was the dimension.
Oh, shit.
He, like, went through our bodies and was like, I have seen the future.
He just shows up. He's like, don't go on that car ride tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, oh no. Oh my God. I'll believe anything you tell me to do.
walking everywhere.
Oh my gosh. He literally just sat with his legs crossed and was just, like, staring through.
Oh my
Like, he
God.
could see the other side of
That
the world.
was his perfect Saturday.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's...
3 truffles.
We were there for 4 hours.
Farmer's market.
But yeah, after the farmer's market, hopefully I buy some goodies and I go home and then I cook and I just go outside and maybe walk around. That's my perfect Saturday.
That's nice.
It's very laid back.
Yeah.
I'd hopefully see some friends.
Yeah.
Actually,
That's a big ask.
actually, I would love to cook for friends. If it was truly like a perfect Saturday, I would have people come over and I'd cook with some of the food that I got.
Like a farm to table kind of thing.
Yeah. No, actually, I just get
Farmer's market to tables.
so similar to Steph, where she would give everyone her like $1 Jesus candles. I'd give everyone just a cup of noodle and be like, "Hey, everyone, you're invited to my house for dinner." I just give everyone a cup of noodle.
I would be thrilled.
I'm like, heat up your own water.
That's fine.
I
Can
do
I bring
think-
Briggs and his baby Bjorn?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
I think that if we ever do get merch for this podcast, we're gonna have to have Jesus candles
With
with,
my
our
face on
logo
them.
on it. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
our faces on them.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Do you know how many people would just throw them at us from like the offensive nature?
Fair. Worth it
You
though.
do what you
Yeah,
want. You
worth
paid
it.
for it.
That's true. I
Worth it.
still want a picture of Cookie Tar.
Okay.
I really want someone to draw
So
it.
nobody's ever sent us a picture of Cookie Tar. It's a centaur that's half Cookie Monster on the top half, right? The front half.
Yeah,
of Cookie
and
Monster?
then the horse legs on the bottom.
Oh, or is it the opposite?
It's the Cookie Monster on top and the horse on the bottom.
So please, somebody draw that and send it to us. I
Do
know
either
that
of
you considered it.
Do either of you watch Robot Chicken?
Yes.
Mm-mm.
So I'm obsessed with Robot Chicken. One of the recent episodes, there's like 10, 15-second clips of something ridiculous where it was like a bull, like woman bull, which is what I guess a cow. It's a cow, isn't it? And then like a centaur, and they had a baby, but the baby was a human baby, and they're like, "Our baby's hideous. Why, God, why?" And as I was watching it, all I could think of was this Cookie Tar. I'm like, you think we've created some sort of hideous monster? But
Centaurs
it's
are-
actually amazing.
Centaurs are forever ruined in our minds now.
Oh man.
That's a good Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah. Super solid, pretty productive, and just surrounded with food.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I think
How about you?
for my perfect Saturday, so I live near this park that has like a beautiful view of some of the water in San Francisco. Like you can see the Golden Gate Bridge. You can see Alcatraz, my future home.
Stunning.
What's that?
It's stunning.
It's a great view. So there's also like these steps that build up from the beach there. You can just sit there and watch. My perfect Saturday to get up and walk down. I've done this before, but I'll walk down and get like a coffee or get a drink at like Buena Vista, which has Irish coffee.
You do not. Do you? On a normal basis?
Not normally, but I do like maybe 4 or 5 times a year.
So you should tell them about what Buena Vista is.
So Buena Vista is this little cafe that overlooks the water here in this part of San Francisco, and it was the first place that in the United States that served Irish coffee, it's not just like putting Baileys in your coffee. There's a whole process they do about it. There's like videos online of how they do it, and they get this drink ready. It takes like a day or two to actually make your drink.
And you're not supposed to mix it. Like the waitresses at Buena Vista are like very curmudgeon. So they will yell at you if they're mixing the cocktail. They're like, this is not a cocktail. This is, they're very, very specific.
Yeah, but it's actually very delicious too. So it's worth the wait, worth the money, worth everything. So I like going down there. Like there's a Starbucks across the street if you don't want to wait in line. Just getting coffee or something warm, taking it down and watching the water hit the beach for a while. Talking to people as I go. There's also these little vendors that sit up down there on the street that have cute little things they sell, and some of them know me because I walk it so much, and they're like, "Oh, where's your dog? Who are you?" And they give me hugs and that kind of stuff. I like to do that. I like to come back home and maybe like read a book or play video games for maybe 10 to 24 hours.
Sounds right.
Or just I really like if it was a perfect Saturday, then I would have had like a house cleaner come over and clean my apartment on the Friday evening, so that when my place is just like spotless, it just feels really good.
Ready to go.
Yeah, I'd probably plug in my little wax melter, light a candle, sit here in my chair, maybe watch a movie. But it also, similar to Stephanie, it's like just being home is really nice. And
Homebody.
yeah, ideally everything's in its place. It's all clean. I don't have any extra work to do. Just the mentality of freedom of what a Saturday should be instead of what it is with me doing work.
Get up when you want, go to bed when you want.
Yeah, but I really like waking up early on a Saturday because I feel like Saturdays are much better when you have more time in them. I used to sleep in a lot, but now I try to wake up before 8 at least so I can make sure and enjoy the day that it is. Which just sounds like an old person saying that now.
It doesn't.
It's
But
like maximizing your day.
It's so nice. And then also I like going to bed watching Saturday Night Live and then enjoying a few little laughs, giggles to myself as I fall asleep.
That's sweet.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's so lame, but I think it's...
It's not lame. I literally,
It's-
mine was just watching horror movies.
But I think the best part of my Saturdays typically are when I can take a walk down to the beach and just watch it for a while.
You know,
Worth the rent.
You know, my favorite thing though is like on that Saturday night. Hopefully your sheets are clean,
Yes.
and then
Warm.
I'm a night shower,
Yeah.
so like taking a shower, feeling that warmth, and then you get in those clean sheets, and you're like, I found the meaning of life. Oh, it's the best
Yes.
feeling.
Yes, when it's like the sheets are tucked tightly and you like slide your feet in. Oh, it just feels so good.
That's pretty nice.
Oh, anyway.
I want to do that
Anyway,
now with the milkshake and burgers.
Milkshake and burgers.
So
Here's my bed.
I already have a retraction. Sorry. Just because the episode I was just talking about with the robot chicken. So I think it was a minotaur and a centaur. Because it was the obvious of like the bull half top, human half bottom,
Yes.
the centaur, human
Oh
half
my
top,
God.
horse half bottom. I really want to make that before it was too late because Seth Green is my everything, and God forbid I'd say anything incorrect about whatever he's done and said. And
I love
I
that
love
we're
you.
doing live retractions now.
I
That's like
mean,
50% of the show now.
seriously, I everything I say has a retraction, or somebody's gonna call me out in a retraction. Like, call me out, but like, if I can make them immediately, I'm gonna make them.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, sorry about that.
All right. So let's get into the next question.
Okay.
I like to ask this question, especially when I meet new people or whatever. But my question is, what would you go to jail for?
Like, if we were in jail for some reason, why
Yes.
would we
Well,
be there?
why?
Yes. And we're not just talking about mall jail.
Yep.
We're talking about like do the crime,
Jail.
pay the time.
Okay.
Who wants to
What
go
would I
first?
to jail for? Huh. I think... So do you guys remember... You watched Seinfeld.
Of course.
Remember the very last episode? Didn't they get, like, arrested for, like, watching a crime happen and not do anything about it?
What? No,
Something
I
like
don't
that.
remember that.
Wasn't that how the series ended
I
or
think
something
so.
like that?
I mean, it ended with them all in a jail cell.
That would be me. I would be so afraid. Like, San Francisco has this weird mentality. We've talked about it before, but you often just kind of, like, head down, walk. You know, you hear weird things, you see weird things, but you just walk right by it, or you watch it, and you don't really do much to interact with it, because that's just... You stay safe, number one, for your own personal safety, but that would be the reason I go to jail, I think, is because I watch something happen and don't take action. Well, because I
think what that means is you were subpoenaed and failed to appear in court.
Oh,
Because just being around it doesn't mean anything.
oh, sure. But here's the thing, though. Like, I always think of myself incorrectly. I think of myself as like someone who's going to be the first responder, take action, do something good, or if I see something happen, I'll run down and take care of it, which I do sometimes. But one time I was on the bus, and the bus doors open. Were not where they're supposed to open. They open before a bus stop. So some lady like just walked out of the bus without looking, and a bike happened to go by. So this lady knocked over this bicyclist who was going by really fast, and like this girl's definitely hurt on the bicycle. And I was talking with my friend who I worked with while we were on the bus together. She immediately stood up, ran outside, made sure the girl's okay, got her bike out of the way, and like took action. And I was so proud of her because in my mind I was like, oh, I hope that girl's okay. But I think I wanted to take this action. But my friend, though, I told her afterwards, I was like, you're truly a hero here for rescuing this girl. She took this girl's bike into her work for her. This girl went off to the hospital. But she connected the people around this person. Like, if I ever have something that happens to me, I want my friend Kat to be around to take care of me the way she took care of this stranger. That's all. I would be in jail for something stupid like that because I'm such a goody two shoes.
Oh my
I don't see
goodness.
myself doing anything incredibly wrong.
So maybe it'd be too nice. Like you'd become by accident like someone's drug mule because you like carried like 30 kilos of cocaine into the United States. Is
Possibly.
that on brand?
I think it could be, but if it
I
was
think-
told like, "Oh my god, like my nephew has been like waiting for this toy, and it means so much if you could bring him this toy," and the
Yeah.
toy's stuffed with kilos of.
That's something I'd be nice, but I wouldn't ever touch anything in an airport because I'm a goody two shoes, so I follow the rules.
No, but like if an old lady, quote unquote, was like, "Dearie,
I don't
can
trust
you
old
hold
ladies."
my
Never
bag?"
trust an old lady.
And she's like, actually, it's like the cut off head of someone she just
Oh,
murdered,
no.
but you didn't know.
No, I will open the door for her so she can walk easily through the door with a bag, but I will not break the rules of taking someone else's stuff.
Fair.
But for me, that'd be something stupid like that.
Mine would be extremes.
Yes,
Complete extremes.
the extreme.
I think the obvious reason I would end up in jail would be an accomplice. I've always said this. I would have somebody call me up, be like, "Oh my god, I just murdered somebody. Oh my god, please help." And I'd be like, "On my way.
Okay, good.
Figure
I'll
it
remember
out.
this for the future.
Figure it out. We'll do this together." The
Alright.
other reason would be I did the murdering.
What?
Legitimately.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
What
There
do
are
you
moments
see?
in
Is
time.
this the mace from under your mom's bed?
Seriously.
Vivian.
There are moments in time where, like, I have a dog and I have not entered many situations, but situations where, okay, it's me or the dog. What's about to happen here?
Yeah.
Obviously, me. Nothing happens to this dog. And same thing, like, I don't want kids, but if I had kids, you don't think I'd be above murder? God, no. I would
Fair.
see red, and if something were to be of harm, I don't know what would happen, but I'd wake up and something was dead.
Oh shit! Do you
Oof.
think you'd
Yeah.
get into like blackout mode? Like
Yeah.
you didn't know that you raged
Yep.
that hard?
Yep, that's what seeing red is.
Oh my gosh! I didn't realize the blackout part was seeing red.
Oh,
I just
yeah.
thought the seeing red was the
No.
aggressive part.
No, I just see red all of a sudden. I don't know what happened, but the people who should be dead are dead. But likely it would be accomplice to something, to somebody who was like, I don't know what to do in this moment. I'm like, what do I got to live for? Let's do this. And then I would help them
Alright.
clean up, bury the body, whatever happens.
Chop up the body.
Happens. And then we never speak of it again.
Will it blend?
Oh, didn't we say that you're more of an arsonist stuff?
Somebody else said I was an arsonist. I haven't set fire to things.
Or no, you're the sociopath for sure in our. So we talk on our
Also
at
rude.
work.
Jesus.
At work on our team, we talk about who would be like what. And I think there's definitely one person who's an arsonist. I think you're the defined sociopath.
Kind of. It's because I fake emotions often.
She's like, can't you tell I'm so happy
I'm
right
so
now?
happy. Let's do this. Yeah, no, I could fake it till I make it like no other. For sure.
You
so
don't fake it though. You don't have to fake it.
I don't have to, but if I do, I will.
Hmm.
And
Yeah, you're
whatever
definitely
situation
sociopath.
that carries me into, I've made it this far.
Yeah,
Fair.
you frightened me.
What would cause you to be in jail?
So I'm very justice oriented and I'm blanking on the term, so I'm hoping, Steph, that you will know what I'm talking about. Or Patricia. Or Trisha, rather. Rebrand.
Rebrand.
But yeah, I am very justice oriented. I've been like this as a kid. So like even when other people were being picked on, I would step in and be like, why are you picking on this person? And that yeah, and that's basically followed me in the corporate realm where I deal with bullshit executives who are like, oh, I think I should do this. And I'm like, I don't agree with that. And they'll be like, you never told me. I'll be like, yes, I did. Here's the thread. Why don't you read?
Here are the receipts.
Yeah, show me the receipts. So yeah, I think I would definitely be arrested for like trying to help other people. But there's a term for that. It's not do you know what I'm talking about? I feel like you know. It's not protagonist. It's not evangelist. It's
Vigilante?
Vigilante. Yes, it was on the tip of my tongue. I definitely would be a vigilante, and get arrested for that for sure.
It reminds me of V for Vendetta. Like, that movie is so vigilante-esque.
Yeah.
But I
Is that
love
what
it.
V stands for?
Vendetta.
Other than Vendetta?
Stands for vagina and bobs.
Oh god.
What?
Yeah,
We were
but
talking the other day at work, though, also about the movie Kindergarten Cop.
oh, so good.
And there's the kid in that movie who's like, girls have a vagina, boys have a penis. And that movie, when I was a kid, I quoted that line so many times that I got in trouble every time I said it.
Well, can I tell you guys a quick story about
Yeah.
why I asked this question?
Yeah.
So there was a guy, Steph, I don't you didn't know this person, but we worked with him at the insurance company that we worked at. And I asked this question, like, what would you go to? Well, he actually, one step back, we were saying, like, oh, like, what would you ever want, like a sugar mama or a cougar? And he was like, most definitely, I don't want to work. And then, like, later that night, we were saying, what would you go to jail for? And the reason why this connects is that he's like, yeah, after I date my cougar, I'd probably go to jail for pushing my cougar down the stairs and collecting the life insurance.
Oh, forward thinker.
And I was like, this guy
No,
I
that makes me
get
worry
is
to date younger
fucking
guys now.
scary.
Oh. Yeah, so scary. Not forward thinking.
Said the
take that
sociopath.
back.
She was
No.
like, what's a plan? The sociopath.
What?
That makes me scared to
No.
date younger guys now. Do they just want to kill me for my money? I mean, what money?
First of all,
But
I
you
know,
they
I was
wanna
like,
kill
do
me?
you get money they're going to kill you for? Otherwise, it's just straight murder.
Maybe they're gonna kill you for your pickleback juice.
I
But
mean, you
how
can get
good
that
is
on
Pickleback juice?
Amazon for like $10 for the bottle of it.
It's probably not worth the 20 years to life
Yeah,
for pickleback juice.
exactly. They're like, I must kill her for that pickleback.
So we did get quite drunk. At least Ashley and I did get kind of drunk for our last
No,
episode.
we are having
so-
a good time. We're having a good time.
I think what Patricia's trying to say is y'all are weak.
Again,
Yes.
I stand by the fact that I had tofu soup in my stomach,
And
and,
I had
all
nothing.
was sitting on it was fucking bourbon, pickleback. It was a cocktail
It's a
of like savory
7-layer
bullshit.
dip in your stomach of
Yeah,
just
exactly.
tofu and pickleback
So-
and bourbon.
Last time we recorded, we went down. We got a little drunk first, and we went down to get
I was
sandwiches.
fine.
And Stephanie was fine. She
I
was,
don't
like,
understand
babysitting
how she
us.
I'm
was
always
fine.
fine.
So if the last episode before this, episode 12, sounds a little bit messy, there's a reason for it. And I'm totally sober today. I'm drinking like LaCroix.
Okay, fine. I threw up. Okay.
There was a point where Ashley was holding a bag of barbecue chips, and I was just putting my face inside the bag, and we were eating it.
I fed her in public. Deal with it, sandwich guy.
Yeah, I don't know if I can
He
show a face
liked
there again.
us.
I don't think they liked us at all.
The one was laughing at me. I was oddly enough for having had drunk more than both of you, was still more sober than both of you, and having full conversations with both sandwich guys, and they were fine. They were completely fine with us. I'm like, I'm sorry, but you know, we have money. Don't worry about it. And I was like, yeah, no, we're okay. I'm like,
Those
"It was
meatball
fine."
sandwiches, though. Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, next time we record, we'll get those. This
So
time,
good.
we're
This
gonna have
time it's
Rowan
gonna be
burger.
Rome.
You bet.
I'm so excited. I'm
Bet
so
you a bottom
hungry.
dollar.
I'm so hungry.
Anyway, so these are good answers. Let's move on because I think we spent enough time in jail.
To question 3.
Question 3.
Is it that one?
Yes.
Okay. What's our
This is your question, Stephanie.
Stephanie's so excited for a
question
question.
forced upon me? No, just kidding. No. What is your best date or best gesture
Best towards you.
towards you? I mean, I've had a really good gesture that turned into a really bad date.
I want to hear about that too.
Okay, so this was when I was living in Hawaii, and I'd gotten off the bus and I was walking to work, and I had really good music on, and I don't know, I was just like, had like a hop in my step, and I was just like walking and like feeling good about it, and then some guy in a motorcycle literally made a U-turn
Ooh.
to come back over to me, get off his motorcycle, and ask me on a date.
Oh.
I love that confidence.
It was pretty
Ooh,
great
that's sexy.
until he sucked later.
Why did he suck later?
He like
suck later?
Yeah, no.
Patricia?
Not like that. No. We actually went on the date, and he just like had nothing going for him. He was like jobless, was like really trying to break into the weed business, but in Hawaii where weed wasn't legal, and it was just like everything was just kind of incorrect. And he couldn't like pay for anything, even if I always offer to go Dutch on first dates. I just do that instinctually. And the fact that he couldn't even go halvesies on anything, I'm like, this started out so well. What happened is because I was like kind of doing an interesting dance walk to work, and that's how this began. I
wanna
won't
see you
do this
dance
again
walk.
if it ends like this every time.
You just like leave your home just dressed up as Daria every
Seriously.
single day.
Or did you guys watch Arrested Development where
Oh, of course.
George Michael would like walk in with the Snoopy sounds?
No.
Okay. Anyway, it's a thing. Look it up. Okay.
But yeah, so that was the best gesture. But in terms of the best date, it really depends. We've had this conversation in different scenarios with coworkers, with friends, whatever. The best date I've actually been on is not like this they planned a picnic over the ocean. Like, no, it was none of that
Stop
bullshit.
taking mine.
It was, we went from one wine bar to another wine bar
Yeah.
and then back to his house where we watched Flight of the Conchords.
Yes. Oh, I
And that
love
was
that y'all
it.
did
And
that.
it was the best date ever. It was incredible.
That's awesome.
And that's what it was, because that was me summed up as a human. Like, you take me to 2 different wine bars. You don't even let me attempt to pull out money. He's like, oh, fuck you. Just like knock my wallet to the ground, pay for everything. And then we go back to his house where I did not feel unsafe at any point. And he put on Flight of the Conchords.
Yes.
Best date ever.
That's awesome.
Done. Obviously.
It's also good though because Flight of the Conchords already tells me a lot about his
Yeah.
personality.
I know.
And which is
I
great.
know.
Like awkward humor, doesn't take himself too seriously. There's just so much underneath that where it's like
Yep.
check. Not to say it's a checklist, but do you know what I mean? Like compatible personalities.
Internal checklist
Yeah.
of, are you weird enough to handle this?
Yeah.
Yes, you are. Let's go on.
Patricia, how about you?
So mine, I'll tell high level details of this day, not
Why?
get too deep. Just personally don't
Okay.
want to.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Sorry.
Don't look at me. I won't look at you.
Too late. So when I was in college, this one guy blindfolded me.
Ah!
I so
Is this
we're not
like
getting too
that
deep.
Sandra Bullock movie?
Wait, the most
Burn
recent
Out.
one?
Yeah, where they're blindfolded.
I said
through the
college. This is a
forest.
long time ago.
Patricia's like, that movie was about my date.
I did it first.
So anyway, we got in a car and drove, and really as we were driving, that eventually we were off-roading because we were in this Jeep, and I was like, this does not feel like.
Wait, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
How close were you to this human? Like, how long did you know him?
He was one of my best friends.
Okay.
and I think the
Okay.
guy I had like the biggest crush on all through
Aw,
college.
Cute.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So he, blindfolded me, took me out to like the country. I was never scared though at any point. It wasn't like I trusted him completely. Like we'd gone and done stuff together before. So took us out to the country. Took me out. We got parked. We stopped. He went over to my side, helped me out of the car. We walked a bit, and I noticed we were like in like a wooded area because like there were trees all around us. I could feel that it was quiet. Didn't think he was gonna kill me. Luckily, he didn't so far.
I'm still envisioning banjo music, like
In Kansas.
Deliverance?
Yes.
From what?
Yes.
Deliverance.
Oh,
It's like a crazy.
Oh, we need to watch.
I don't know.
I
I
need-
think she should.
I just don't watch movies much.
Oh, my.
So
God.
finally took my blindfold off. There was like a waterfall, which is pretty rare in Kansas because everything's flat. But there's like a little waterfall, and then in the middle of the little lake area, there's a little island that you could kind of walk out to. There's a picnic set up there, like candles. It was really sweet, and it was like probably 11 o'clock at night. It was really late. We sat there and chatted and just ate food that he prepared. It was just so sweet.
Oh,
That's all.
That's nice.
It was probably my favorite because I don't know, a lot of times with guys, I don't feel like they put a lot of thought into how it's going to go, just kind of like the idea or the excitement or what they can tell people afterwards. But it was well thought out, well planned. He'd gone there in advance, gotten things ready. I just felt like it was taking care of me, you know? It was really
Yeah.
nice.
Oh,
That's super
that's
sweet.
nice.
Yeah.
Can I do a gesture and a date?
Yeah, that's what I did.
I'll
All
do
for
a
both of
gesture,
us?
maybe 2 quick dates. They're not all with my current man, just to be clear. Not to say that he hasn't
Oh, no.
planned good dates. They're just, different
Oh,
things.
Felix.
My
I
man.
said it. Someone did bring up that Ashley calls Felix, her now fiance, but by the time this comes out will be her husband.
Yeah.
She calls him my man.
I think it was
My
my
man.
parents that called you out.
But why did
Oh,
they
yeah.
do
Magic
that?
Mel. Why must you call us all
Mel,
out?
why do you have to do this? It's not like I didn't know the
Constantly
LGBTQA.
That was so good. I called to yell at him about it. And he just laughed.
And he was like, another one for me.
Exactly. He knows. He knows. He knew exactly what he was doing. He just wanted to make sure that
Oh,
he had an upper hand.
Mel.
So anyway,
So
Your man.
So this one isn't from my man explicitly, but in college, there was this guy I had a crazy crush on. He was a super nerd.
I love
like
super nerds.
super nerd.
the
And
nerdier
a lot of
the
my
better.
girlfriends are like, why do you like him? And I was like, because he is so smart.
Oh,
And we could talk about political
Intelligent.
theory, and it's awesome. Anyway,
tell
so
me more.
I had a huge crush. In fact, one of my girlfriends was like, are you sure you do? Like, you know you're attractive, right? That is what my friend Kat said to me. She was like, "You clearly don't see how you look in comparison." Anyways, so we had some sort of inside joke about cookies, and then he baked me a bunch of dinosaur cookies, which was really nice. They were mostly burnt, but that was very nice.
The
I was
gesture's
like,
super
the
nice.
gesture that counts.
and the fact that he got dinosaur shaped ones. Also, you're a weird dude, so I can hang with that.
Solid.
Let's think. I'm trying to think. Another date that was really good. It was really laid back. Actually, this guy I was friends with in college, and I didn't realize it was a date until like got to his place. So I was like, "Oh, hey,
What's happening?"
Yeah,
You're wearing
this
like
happened.
cut off sweatpants.
Yeah, he was
Tank
like
top.
looking nice, and I was like, "What's up?" I'm gonna change his name, Matt. And then he made dinner for me,
Oh.
and I was like, "Oh, I didn't know that this was happening."
I had that happen.
Yeah.
I had that happen. There was a guy who I thought we were like friends, and we had taken a class together, and he invited me over, and I didn't realize it was a date. And then I got there, and he had made this like amazing dinner, but I'd eaten before I got there because I didn't know that that's what we were doing, and I still feel really bad
Did
about
you
it.
eat at all, or did you do courtesy eating? No. What is wrong with you?
I didn't realize. He was like, "Oh, I just made dinner," and I was like, "Oh, nice, I just ate dinner." And then I saw in the oven that it was already 2 plates, and I was like, "I don't.
Oh.
How do I go back on this? I don't know how to go back on this. I'm not
Awkward.
well equipped to deal with the situation."
Stephanie, that's when you get your eating girl pants on. And you just eat that shit.
Yeah.
I don't
You just
know.
do
for the
it.
date.
You do it for the date.
I
But just
seriously,
make
I
sure
didn't
you
know
don't
it
get
was a
too
date.
bloated.
I didn't know it was a date.
I mean, I didn't either.
Ugh.
But I mean, although like we were gonna hang and it was around dinner time, but I was like, whatever, like. And so we had dinner, which is really nice, and then we played Scrabble. He's super smart. He's just like,
Aw.
but I still remember the word that I got that made me win, which was vixen on a triple word.
Oh, girl.
Thank you, X.
The triple points for the X.
That was a good unknown date. But then with my man,
Felix.
I look at you, Steph, because I know Mel's already guilting me,
Probably.
like through the
He has
time
a
space
my
continuum.
man checklist.
Yeah.
Guilting all of us. Just writing them down in his diary.
Yeah, he's like hate mail that we slowly start getting.
Dear diary, today Ashley said.
In
Hold
my
it against
fourth
me
listening
later.
to this episode.
Yeah.
We love
Air
you,
his
Mel.
grievances to us later.
We love you, Mel. Don't stop.
We do so much.
Only stop the hate mail, please. But he planned a picnic too. But what was
Aw.
really cool is that he introduced me to a lot of different types of drinks and foods at the picnic that I had not tried before. And that was really awesome to be like, he knows that I like food. He knows that I wasn't as familiar with like some of these Scandinavian dishes or like some of the wine that he brought. So that was very sweet.
That's really nice. He put a lot of thought into it.
He put a lot of thought, and he knows that I like to try a lot of food. So he got a lot of things that I actually had not tried before, which is
Plus,
awesome.
when you placed the X down on Vixen, you winked at him.
X.
Triple word, I win, sucker!
And he flips the board.
Exactly. I was gonna say wink and then flip.
And then I just slap it in the face, and I'm like, loser!
I'm gonna use the restroom. I'll prepare for the rest
He's
of our
like,
date.
what? I just prepared a whole dinner for you. I'm like, you suck.
Deal with it, sucker.
I'm gonna wear my sweatpants again.
Oh my god.
It's like, what?
Perfect.
Anyways, that's it for me on nice gestures and dates. Thanks,
Cool.
Steph, for answering that begrudgingly.
Yeah, you know.
Aw.
There are good people out
Those are
there.
good questions.
They're
They
good
are.
people.
So if you need help planning dates,
Or we could plan a date for you.
oh, we could like sell packages.
If you will take pictures of whatever we plan for you and send it to us, we will post that.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm an excellent date planner. I've helped many a people for this.
I'm a terrible date planner, but I'm an excellent captioner of the dates if you just send me a photo.
I'm an
Yes.
excellent kisser, so I'll go on dates.
Oh,
hey.
Just saying. That's it. Not really.
She's like has a PhD in kiss coaching.
PhD in make-outedness.
I'll help you.
Wait, what was
prepare.
that? What was that, Steph? What was that?
I just coined my own class called Make Out, and then in
That was
past tense, it's make-outedness.
Bank out.
You want an A in that class?
Question: if you were someone today who asked you, "Hey, Patricia, I'd love for you to teach me how to kiss,"
I told you before that I taught somebody how to kiss.
I know that was in
Yeah.
college. That's a different situation.
Sure.
Would you do that now?
Nope.
Hard pass.
It probably depends who's asking.
We're too old
Oh.
now. The answer is we're too old now.
I mean, A, are you over 18?
Yes. Is that your only criteria? That's literally everyone.
Have you not seen the line outside waiting for me to teach them how to kiss? Just kidding. Just kidding. No, I don't know. Anyway, it's time for us to wrap up with this episode. Again, thank you guys for listening. Also, thank you again for the huge boost of downloads we had this past week.
Yes.
It means a lot to us. Made us cry in excitement for some reason. Maybe just me.
That was just
I
Patricia.
question all of your existence.
Yeah, Stephanie thinks
I
that all
didn't
of
quite.
us.
Surprisingly, I wasn't pessimistic. I was very excited that we have. Oh, I forgot. We have a listener from Finland and India that was also new. It was just like crazy.
Still no Greenland, though, huh?
Yeah, Greenland hates us.
Well, I did get my friend from Germany to
Until you
listen. I got
show
some
up.
friends from all over. I have a lot of gaming friends from Europe. My friend from Poland, he listened.
Oh,
You guys know who you are. Thanks, friends.
I don't know who you are, but thanks.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody.
you'll get
Anyway.
sub
Maybe. Maybe.
No, you're not getting a step up.
potentially.
Anyway, thank you guys for listening. Check out our podcast Instagram account. Again, it's WTFAQ.podcast. And visit our website, WTFAQpodcast.com. And feel free to email us if you do have any fruit anuses to email us. It's hello@WTFAQpodcast.com. Again, hello@WTFAQpodcast.com. And we'll see you guys next week for episode 15. And Ashley will be married.
Yay! And
To her
hopefully
man.
to my man, deal with it, Mel. Episode out.
Love you, Dad.